Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Sashi and welcome to another episode of Sky Show with Tuesday with Mauri. Mauri here.
Hi everyone, and thanks again to be with us, dear Dr. Shashi Kumar. So, just a small preview, just following the previous episode, we've been talking, Dr. Sashi was talking about supplementation in general. Today we're going to go through a more specific topic, which is men's supplementation. So without further ado, let me start with the first question. So, Dr. Shashi Kumar, how to approach a proper supplementation plan for men?
Okay, so now I want to take, this is what I normally do and this is what I normally advise people who come here, and if there are patients, I'll give them medications or supplementations based on these two criteria. So I'm going to talk about the criteria first before I go and talk about the type of vitamin. Because I think the second and third question is going to be more about what kind of vitamins.
Correct.
And minerals and stuff. So for men, I'll go by age and also by physical activity. I mean, the activity, the day-to-day activity, how is their lifestyle, okay? So I normally categorize from, normally I will say like, if you are below 23, I don't think there's any supplementation needed, but then I just give them a category which is 20 to 28, 28 to 40, 40 to 50, and then 50 above. Alright? So I'll categorize based on this because we know by age, men go through something called menopause as well. I call it menopause, but it's just andropause, or there's a reduction in the amount of testosterone released by the body. But that also has to do a lot with the lifestyle these days. Because if you look at it, there's no data collected 100 years ago, but then we know that the fertility rate for men has been dropping. We spoke about this before. And there are a few things that attribute to this. I think it's the stress factor, the work-life balance factor, so many things which affect fertility and all those. So there are a lot of things that support men's hormone levels, not only hormones but also other needs like muscular need for the testosterone, the blood vessels needs, and also so many, the heart's function. People think testosterone is only for sexual performance and all those, but it's actually got a lot more other important factors, even brain function. Okay, so brain fog and all those sometimes could also be attributed by low testosterone levels. So many factors. All right. So activity wise, how active are you? Are you someone who's very active, 5 to 6 times a week? Are you someone who is okay, moderate, active, around 3 to 5 times a week? Are you someone who's moderately active, like 1 to twice a week, maybe once or twice a week you go for a hike or something like that? That's a simple kind of workout. Or are you someone who's sedentary? Now, of course, the older you are and you coupled up with someone who's sedentary, there's going to be a dangerous combination, because more than vitamins and minerals, you might actually need to check out your general health first. Because as we said before, supplementation is basically supplements your lifestyle. So if you're someone who is young, I don't mean to say that you can be sedentary, but then you can get away easily with being sedentary, but then it will catch up by age. Alright? So when you ask me if I just want to simply tell you by just choices, what vitamins and minerals, I think the next one I will tell what are the minerals and what are the breakdowns of vitamins or other supplements that you can take for men. So,
Dr. Hash, well, thanks first of all. It just popped up in my mind that I was reading an article in the USA, United States of America. They prescribe, USA is quite open, also certain kinds of supplementation. This is more pharmaceutical. Especially for men over 40, 45, the doctor can prescribe testosterone
injection.
Correct. So I've actually seen that microdoses of it, spread out through a long period of time, they're not that dangerous. But the point is that people sometimes overdo them. And I'm not talking about bodybuilders, I'm talking about
general population.
Yes. You as a doctor, would you suggest as a kind of supplementation, even though it's a bit, I will say, one step more is a pharmaceutical one, like microdoses of injection of testosterone, or is that not a good way of supplementation?
So I do. So one of the functions, as I said, for testosterone is also your lipid metabolism or your liver function. So what I do is, normally when I'm going to give a person, I do work with hormones injections and IM testosterone. Yes, I do. but it is not for everyone. So, and also micro dosing, you can do that, but normally my dosages is reserved for someone who's got a good pituitary axis. That means they've got a good adrenal pituitary axis gland working properly. That means the signal from the brain is properly going towards the testicles, towards the Sertoli cells and towards the Leydig cells to produce sperm and testosterone directly. And if this function is good and then the testosterone is low, I might put them not even on injections but probably on creams, replacements, hormone replacement therapy, because microdosing by injections they might have to come here often, whereas now we have options of using bioidentical hormones. That means you apply and it can increase the testosterone levels gradually. Yeah, and it's more easily absorbable through the skin, bypassing the oral route, because oral medications, oral testosterone levels, most of it's going to end up in your liver. So we don't want that. We want it to go to be absorbed directly for other functions like your musculoskeletal function, brain function, liver function, and also of course ultimately the testicles itself. But that being said, normally what I'll say is for men, you will feel the difference because your body suddenly gets a surge of this testosterone, yeah. But then if you do not maintain it by using this energy to proper use, that means also taking care of your food and all those, it goes out again. It doesn't last long.
Wow, very interesting. I didn't know this new generation of hormones that you...
Yeah, bioidentical hormones that you apply.
Wow.
Injections can also be given, but I normally choose, if I see the triglyceride levels are high, then I'll probably give them a dose and then put them on replacement therapy, but low dose application to reduce the bad cholesterol levels, the triglycerides, and to reduce the LDL levels as well to a certain extent. But that's only like probably most of the times above 50. Younger men, normally I'll try to put back the function of the body, the body's ability to properly function and produce testosterone by itself. That's how we choose.
But so over 50 you can consider.
You can consider, yeah.
But just to underline that, as the Dr. Shashi says, this kind of supplementation, it works once is backed by or by a proper lifestyle.
A proper lifestyle,
always go back that there is not any magical pill, but thanks God thanks to the...
Yes, new developments, we can do this. But again, what I'm saying is the way I do it. This is not necessary, and I have a way to do it, and this is my way. Every doctor has a different way of doing stuff. This is my way of doing things. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, quite interesting. Okay, doctor, so let's jump to the next one. So what are the most important minerals and vitamins for men?
So out of all the vitamins and minerals, I've broken down to a few. I might have missed out something, but then if I do, you can point out at the comment section below if you take it. As I say, I'm always learning as well. And from what I give men, so I'm going to give it 3 sections.
Please.
Vitamins, minerals, and of course other supportive herbs. Okay, and these supportive herbs can include Tribulus, MACA, TONGKAT Ali, ASHWAGANDHA, and the dosing and all this, the bioavailability depends on the dosage and the source where you get it from, where they get this from. So when you're buying all this in Malaysia, the biggest mistake they make is there's ashwagandha inside, there's like they see there's this medication, there's this root inside, and they immediately buy without flipping and looking at the dosage. Okay, and also another thing is to make sure that it's approved by the FDA, the local KKM, whatever it is, the regulatory bodies. So make sure you do that, and try not to buy off Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. Even if you do, they are legitimate products, but then make sure that you ask them if they have a registration number with the local pharmaceutical agency board. And of course, if it's coming from the US or wherever you're buying it from, they have the FDA approvals and they've got their numbers as well. So make sure you buy this. Just don't buy something which is just off Facebook or something like that. So that's one thing. So Tribulus, MACA, TONGKAT Ali, ASHWAGANDHA, fantastic herbs that you can take for men. In terms of minerals, I normally put zinc, magnesium. Something that people normally don't hear about is boron. Boron tricyclate. So boron is something which I use for my patients to improve the conversion of testosterone towards DHT. It's a very long topic, but then you need DHT to get that the good libido and the good function of the dihydrotestosterone, which is one of the components it breaks down to. Okay, so to have a proper DHT contributing from the testosterone, boron works very well. Now one more thing, when I said magnesium and zinc, you have to understand that most of the supplements that you can get, unfortunately, in the local pharmacies and all those, is oxide based. That means you get zinc oxide, you get magnesium oxide, and like other things like selenium oxide and all those. Try not to buy any form of vitamins which have oxide in it. That means it's already an oxidized form. It's not the best form for the vitamins, the minerals. Alright, the good magnesium, zinc or selenium or whatever is either orotate, picolinate or glycinate. It has an ATE at the back. Orotate, picolinate, glycinate. I'll put it at the bottom later, you can watch it. So these are the good kind of minerals that men can take. Iron levels, of course, that being said, get your iron levels checked first, because if someone who's active, especially if you're vegan and you're vegetarian, you want to get your iron levels checked out. And other things that you can also take is good protein supplements. Protein supplements, when I say, it's like L-arginine, citrulline, branched chain amino acids, BCAAs. Normally it's your leucine, isoleucine and valine. These are all good supportive amino acids or proteins. And of course, when I say the last one, which is your vitamins, you can get good complex B vitamins. Do not forget your probiotics and your prebiotics. Probiotics and prebiotics, you can even take it naturally. Stuff like kefir, kombucha, that's your prebiotics. Good probiotics. Normally people be like, oh, I got this probiotics from the US, from Europe and whatever. But normally I'll tell them, probiotics, try to get local source, which is from around this area. If you're taking it from Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia and all those, yes, this is the environment. Even though the bacteria is the same, but it's cultivated in an environment which, and the pressure and the weather makes a lot of
interesting point.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't know this. I, in fact, it's my interest. So when I found out about this, because people always take, oh, I'm taking honey from Australia and stuff like that. So I normally tell them, look, if you are living in Malaysia, get the local honey, get your local pollens and bees which are from this environment, and this is the honey which is best for you. Okay, from this environment, this weather, and that will be a good bed of prebiotic. Okay, which is a good bed for the good bacteria to grow on. So good bacteria to grow on, you can take local. I mean, there's a lot of local companies doing probiotics. High numbers of colony forming units. Look at the CFUs at the back of the bottles, because when it comes to probiotics, you look at the colony forming units. And I think we will do a probiotic video separately, because it's a whole big topic by itself. So I'm just going to leave it there. And of course, the other vitamins that you can take is vitamin D and vitamin E. So these are the vitamins that normally I would say that it's okay for you to take.
Wow, I'm taking note, because now I have got a few ideas for the next
video.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. So now, I mean, let's stay in the topic, but even though we spot the right vitamin or minerals that we do need, so how can we improve the bioavailability? So how can we improve the absorption of those vitamins and minerals in our body in order to optimize any kind of supplementation?
So when we want to ask about this, people are like, oh, I can take this mineral or supplement at any time of the day. Yes, you can, but of course it might also affect the amount your body can absorb. So that depends on how good your stomach is. The other thing is the time when you take it, or with what other vitamins or minerals works well when you take it together. So this is the meaning of the bioavailability and the best way to absorb these vitamins and minerals. Alright, so there's a lot. If I go the whole day, it would never end, so I'm going to pick up and choose a few. For instance, I think now people are taking a lot of curcumin, or your extract from your turmeric. So the best thing that you can add on to turmeric is that piperine, biopiperine, or pepper extract. Pepper, if you see at the bottle, it's written piperine nigrum. It's black pepper. Okay, and we know that this curcumin is something which absorbs well in fat and spreads better with fat. So if you take it together with an MCT oil or a coconut oil, olive oil, it spreads and it is more absorbable in the body, and the benefits are more pronounced when you do it that way. Okay, that's one. There's so many things. If you're taking vitamin D, normally I'll see, oh, people take vitamin D, but then you have to understand, for you to have proper function of vitamin D, you need to have vitamin K2 inside. Okay, vitamin K2, and another thing that you can also take is magnesium together with it. And people say calcium as well with vitamin D, but then I would always tell people, look, calcium is something which is easily available and absorbed from most various types of foods. So calcium supplementation is something that I am not very pro of. That's one thing.
Absolutely.
Especially for men, I'm not pro calcium supplementation, and especially above the age of 40, even more. And less below that, look, you can absorb calcium from most foods that you take. All right, and zinc is another very good mineral that you can take to improve on effect of prostate, how prostate function is improved. And normally it will be best to take zinc together with this earlier supplementations, the protein supplementation that I told, your BCAAs, your what do you call this, your other normal L-arginine, all your protein amino acids can be taken together with your zinc supplementation. So that's one of it. Vitamin C. So most women like to take vitamin C. Men, you can take it as well. The best thing that you can do to add vitamin C together is with, you take a protein shake, or the best is to take collagen. So collagen works well with vitamin C. So the bioavailability of the vitamin C becomes even higher with collagen inside.
Would you suggest collagen? Because I take it, but in my case, I see it's more effective. I mix it with 1 scoop of protein, whey protein. Usually
I do that same. Yeah.
Then that's what I do, the shaker, like after gym. And then I put the collagen. I put some leucine, because leucine as an amino acid, it helps to improve actually the function, the absorption of protein. And then I mix it, of course, with the milk, like alternative milk and water. And I got a question. As a collagen, would you recommend the marine source or bovine source? To me, it works much better than marine source.
I would personally suggest the marine source as well, but if I'm taking the bovine source, I normally take from a free range source, but it's quite hard to get. But the best is still marine source, I think, for me, because there's a lot of different collagens. Collagen is not one. There's type 1 till type 10, or even type 11 and 12, if I'm not mistaken. There's a few types of collagens, and the most bioavailable types of collagens come from the marine collagen.
Okay, we're going for the last question, Dr. Shashi. So thanks first of all for the overview, very interesting. I'm getting note as well. So now let's please dive deep in vitamin C, which is a very common vitamin C, but there is a lot of misunderstanding, because I would like to know when and how to take it. So night, afternoon or evening, how to take it if you have got to combine it with, and if you can please suggest us the daily dosage, and finally how to choose the best quality.
Okay, please. So I think when it comes to vitamin C, a lot of people make the mistake of going for the most highest milligrams. So they'll go for 1000 milligrams or 500 milligrams, and if you look at the bottle, it's written vitamin C as ascorbic acid. That's the active compound is said to be ascorbic acid. But then actually good source of vitamin C comes from natural source. If you're going to buy the one which 500 milligram or 1000 milligram from the pharmacy or whatever it is, any bottles or whatever, it's going to be just purely ascorbic acid. But the actual components of vitamin C include things like choline. Some people call it vitamin J, but then I don't like the word vitamin J, it's choline, copper, vitamin K2, and flavonoids. So why is fruit the best source of vitamin C? Is because there's a lot of bioflavonoids. Just say you are taking a pomegranate, your mangoes have good bioflavonoids as well, but mostly purple colored fruits or berried fruits have higher numbers of vitamin C, and it doesn't depend on 500 or 1000 milligrams of ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is just one component. So don't look at the ascorbic acid. So when you look at anything which is above, so normal bioavailability of a good bioavailable vitamin C, good vitamin C should not be more than 100 milligrams. Okay, people will be like, what? Yes. So it has to contain other things like copper, it has to have choline, it has to have what do you call this, bioflavonoids and vitamin K. So these are the things which actually encapsulate the proper function of vitamin C. Just taking high number of ascorbic acid is not going to be something which is useful.
Thank you, doctor. I've seen, I'm trying the one-time release, means that it get absorbed.
Yes.
Would you suggest that?
It's okay, but go back and take a look at what is the dosage of ascorbic acid. Does it have things like bioflavonoids? Does it have what do you call this, your choline? Does it have your vitamin K2, or at least copper for proper thyroid function? Because these good things, like I said, your choline, your copper and vitamin K and bioflavonoids is actually to support the heart, the lungs and also the adrenal glands. So this is where you want your vitamin C to properly function for you. So
water soluble, right?
It depends. It depends. It doesn't depend if it's effervescent or if it's a pill or a capsule. What matters is what is the dosage of these three things. Your ascorbic acid, not too high. So probably I think you can get 100, 200 milligrams. Don't go for the 500 or 1000 milligrams. And most of it, the ones which are like this, are from corn starch. Not even a proper source of vitamin C. The flavoring that you get is actually just a flavoring. The vitamin C, the orange flavoring is just a flavoring. It's not the real one. And the other thing is, make sure you have things like I said, vitamin K, choline and flavonoids. Flavonoids you can easily find inside most vitamin C. So even if you just have flavonoids and ascorbic acid, it's good. It's better than just having like 1000 milligrams of ascorbic acid.
So you suggest us not to get focused on the amount of milligrams,
but the functionality.
The functionality, the quality of it.
Yes.
I see. And would you suggest to take vitamin C in the morning, afternoon or evening?
Best is to take empty stomach, they say. But you can also take it with your collagen, as I said earlier before. You can take it with your collagen, it'll be fantastic. Don't take it before you go to bed, because you don't want the function of your vitamin C to be hyper booted up, especially if it's going to affect your adrenal glands. That's a possibility. So take it in the morning, empty stomach. So that'll be the best way to increase the bioavailability of the vitamin C.
We're almost wrapping up. I want to close it with, can you have a next overdose of let's say a guy by mistake taken over a huge amount of vitamin C. It's not dangerous, right?
It's going to cause a lot of stomach irritation, because I think if from what I know, they're going to take their ascorbic acids. Of course, it's acidic, and the other thing is going to cause a bit of throat irritation. It's going to cause stomach irritation, but let's be assured, it will flush out through your urine, because it's a water-soluble vitamin. Your C and your B vitamins are water-soluble, so there's excess, it will flow out. But then, one more thing that's possible to happen is probably you might even get ascorbic acid stones in your kidney. Possible if you're taking it for a long term with not good amount of water intake, can cause that. So again, when I say good bioavailable vitamin C, is not because of the ascorbic acid. High number of ascorbic acid doesn't mean it's a good vitamin C. All these other things which I said just now, which I'll put it in the video later, you can check out all this. That is a good vitamin C, not the amount of ascorbic acid which is high. Okay.
Well, Dr. Shashikumar, thank you as always, because now I'm going to check mine as well, vitamin C. So, would you like to add something more? Or?
These are the things that I normally tell for men to take. Of course, I think at some point later we can also focus on what women would want to take. We can do it more towards that. But whatever I've said is just not limited to men by themselves. Even the roots and herbs which I said just now, for women it can also improve on their libido. And of course, as I always say, testosterone is an important function, has an important function in females as well. So all this will be also beneficial for women, but then it's more of a target for men's hormonal function and levels. Alright, that's one thing. And again, vitamin C is very important. What I've said just now is something which is probably not said much. Don't target the ascorbic acid. Look at the other things inside, the other 4 components or 3 components inside. And this makes the vitamin C much more better. If you're going to go for IV vitamin C, then that's only ascorbic acid. And you can't put in IV bioflavonoids and all those. I've never seen before. I don't think it's available IV. And of course, if you want to improve on your IV vitamin C's function, you have to improve on your flavonoids, your choline, and your other vitamin K and D and as well. These as well. So these are things I want to say.
Thank you very much, really, for your precious advice.
Fantastic,
We really
fantastic to
hope
have you.
that we are creating value. And as Doctor says, feel free to leave on the
Comments, yeah, ask me questions. You want to ask me a lot of things, or you want to suggest something to me, go ahead. I'm always learning, and I'm always glad to teach what I know and learn new stuff.
So thank you as always,
again.
and we will see you in the next
Next topic. All right. See you guys. Ciao.
Bye. Ciao.